All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here, talking real music in real time for real people just like you and just like me. All right, so I'm about to cover a story which, quite honestly, is probably the biggest and weirdest story of the year. Depends on how you look at it, I guess. But to me, in this article, it's kind of like just a matter of fact little blurb. So Jason Newsted used to play bass for Metallica, Flotsam and Jetsam, Ozzy Osbourne. He's out there talking about his band. He's got this band, and then just follow along here. This is from the Palm Beach Post. Celebrating 30 years in 2022, the Chop House Band, apparently that's his band, which I wasn't really aware of, is a far cry from the headbanging rock that defined Newsted's time with Metallica and Ozzy. His song Bible today, he said, is composed of music from his heroes such as Neil Young, Tom Waits, Bob Seger, and his go-to favorite, the Man in Black, Johnny Cash. It's Johnny Cash with long, sharp teeth, Newsted said, making little fangs with his fingers. That's weird. Jason Newsted, Johnny Cash. Okay. But it gets really interesting here. The music, which Newsted calls right close to bluegrass, all the way to some pretty scary metal stuff and everything in between, is also a far cry from the good time rock music of Van Halen, which Newsted, hold your breath here, came within an inch of joining 6 months ago. All right, so if you got one of them old turntables, and the needle was on there, it just went right off. So again, this is what this article is saying. Jason Newsted came within an inch of joining Van Halen 6 months ago. So remember, for a couple of months, I was like, hey, you guys should do a tribute. Hey, you could still do Van Halen without Eddie. Some would say it's sacrilegious, but here's how you do it. You could do it if you wanted to do it. You got Alex. He's a Van Halen. Technically, at the time, you had Wolfgang. He was a Van Halen too. Although his own stuff, I guess, is doing pretty well based on the Grammy nominations and, people showing up for concerts and so forth. But they're looking for, this is going to get crazy, what I'm about to say. I'm about to spill the beans before I actually spill the beans. So Newsted came within an inch of joining Van Halen 6 months ago. Alex Van Halen had already tapped Joe Satriani to replace Eddie Van Halen, Newsted said, and the two of them were searching for a bass player for a possible Van Halen tour. If you didn't figure it out, Jason Newsted plays bass. Who also plays bass? Well, Michael Anthony plays bass. Man, there's got to be some deep-seated kind of animosity between the Van Halen brothers, one of them not here anymore, the other one's still here, and Michael Anthony. Why wouldn't he be first on the list if he and Eddie were feuding? Again, we heard from Wolfgang a few months ago how Alex calls all the shots, or he used to call all the shots in Van Halen. Apparently, it might have been Alex that had the problem with Michael Anthony. Supposedly, the brothers used to meet and talk about how, we got to teach Michael Anthony how to play certain notes. And I remember, again, if it's still out there, this video that Sammy Hagar did called In Defense of Mikey or something like that. I mean, it was just over the top, going after mostly Eddie, who's no longer here. So I'm not here to disparage Eddie Van Halen, but this is really weird. You've got your original bass player. He's still out there, and you're not going to tap him first for this project. So you're going to, again, go after Jason Newsted. This is a crazy article. I'm just blown away. There's so many different things in this. First of all, what? I thought this was never going to happen. I thought there was no way you could do Van Halen without Eddie. That's what everybody said. You're crazy. Stop talking about it. So Jason Newsted goes to California to jam with the guys and see if it felt right. But in his heart of hearts, thought it would be impossible to do justice to Van Halen's legacy. Well, actually, it says that Newsted agreed to go to California. He agreed to go. But maybe did he go or did he not go? We're not sure. He said, how could you? How could you do justice to Van Halen's legacy? There's nobody that can top it. This is Jason Newsted. So how do you show it honor? I didn't want it to be viewed as a money grab, and then it kind of just all fizzled. And that's it. That's the portion of the article that talks about Jason Newsted almost joining Van Halen. And then we learned that Alex recruited Joe Satriani. We don't know who the lead vocalist was going to be. Are they going to use Dave? Are they going to call Sammy? Obviously, they're not going to call Sammy because they're not calling Michael. I wonder what Sammy Hagar thinks of this. This is nuts. What is wrong with Alex Van Halen that he would just, I mean, the Joe Satriani pick, fantastic. I like that. But then you're going to call Jason Newsted to, I mean, Jason Newsted is a great bass player. No question. But he didn't even want to do it. He's like, nah, I can't do this justice. How come Jason Newsted didn't say to Alex Van Halen, hey, what about Michael Anthony? I mean, seriously, it's just weird. This article is nuts. And I'm thinking somebody put it out there so I would do a video about it. And then I'll look really stupid because it's not true, because this is highly unbelievable. But you can check this out yourself. PalmBeachPost.com. It's in the entertainment section. The article came out today, and I'm sure this is going to make a lot of headlines. And Van Halen fans are going to be scratching their head going, okay, I like the Joe pick. I mean, why not? Joe worked with Sammy Hagar and Chickenfoot. So, and I met Joe Satriani. He's a really cool guy. That would have worked with Sammy and with Michael. You basically do a Chickenfoot with Alex playing drums, and that's your Van Halen. And those guys have all worked together, so I'm guessing they have pretty good chemistry on top of it. So there you have it, folks. Again, the Van Halen brothers have always seemed a little bit pig-headed and stubborn about certain things, and in this case, it's on display right there. I wonder if the whole thing is still on and they're still looking for that bass player. Again, Alex does not go public with anything. Maybe someone will ask Joe Satriani, since he was already picked and apparently agreed to do it. Maybe someone will say, hey, Joe, and did Joe tell Sammy? Because aren't they friends? Did Joe tell Michael Anthony? Because aren't they friends? This is a crazy story. I'm just going to leave it there. That's enough. You guys, you'll have to do your own research on this. I'm sure a lot of other outlets and commentators are going to have a lot to say about this. But yeah, that's crazy breaking news that they wanted to get Van Halen back together again. And they had Joe Satriani and they wanted Jason Newsted. And they didn't try to go after Michael Anthony. At least we don't think they did. So again, someone needs to ask Michael Anthony, hey, did you ever get a phone call from Alex Van Halen about rejoining Van Halen? This is crazy. All right, I'm done. Not much else to say. It's just completely flabbergasting, if that's a word, flabbergasting. I don't know, but it's definitely in that category.